Assalamu alaikum friends, how are you? Now I am going to read the remaining part of chapter number 2. I was still in long dresses. I showed many signs of an eager, self-asserting disposition. Everything that I saw other people do, I insisted upon imitating. At 6 months, I could pipe out Howard G, and one day I attracted everyone's attention by saying T, 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 quite plainly, even after my illness. I remember one of the words I had learned in these early months. It was the word water, and I continued to make some sound for that word. After all other speech was lost, I ceased making the sound v only when I learned to spell the word. They tell me I walked the day I was a year old. My mother had just taken me out of the bathtub and was holding me in her lap when I was suddenly attracted by the flickering shadows of leaves that danced in the sunlight on the smooth floor. I slipped from my mother's lap and almost ran toward them. The impulse gone, I fell down and cried for her to take me up in her arms. These happy days did not last long. One brief spring, musical with the song of robin and mockingbird, one summer rich in fruit and roses, one autumn of gold and crimson sped by and left their gifts at the feet of an eager, delighted child. Then, in the dreary month of February, came the illness which closed my eyes and ears and plunged me into the unconsciousness of a newborn baby. They called it acute congestion of the stomach and brain. The doctor thought I could not live. Early one morning, however, the fever the fever left me as suddenly and mysteriously as it had come. There was great rejoicing in the family that morning, but no one, not even the doctor, knew that I should never see or hear again. I fancy I still have confused recollections of that illness. I especially remember the tenderness with which my mother tried to soothe me in my wailing hours of fret and pain, and the agony and bewilderment with which I awoke after a tossing a half sleep and turned my eyes, so dry and hot, to the wall away from the once loved light, which came to me dim and yet more dim each day. But except for these fleeting memories, if indeed they be memories, it all seems very unreal, like a nightmare. Gradually, I got used to the silence and darkness that surrounded me and forgot that it had ever been different until she came, my teacher, who was to set my spirit free. But during the first 19 months of my life, I had caught glimpses of broad green fields, a luminous sky, trees, and flowers which the darkness that followed could not wholly blot out. If we have once seen, the day is ours, and what the day has shown. Now, the chapter 1 is completed. So please friends, share, like and subscribe my channel.